So you've already made some money on OnlyFans. That's great. You may have made $2,000 in a month, you may have made $5,000 in a month, you may have made $10,000 or more, which means you figured out something that not a lot of people have. But here's the harsh truth about OnlyFans in 2026. A lot of this stuff you used to do doesn't work anymore. In fact, it's quietly working against you. This video is not for beginners. This is about what has actually changed this year and what it means for creators that have real numbers. My name is Luca Gray, and I've been running an OnlyFans management agency for the last 2 years. We've worked with creators that have made $2,000 in a month, 5, 10, 20, all the way up to $50,000 a month. And here's what we're noticing in 2026 that if you're not doing, you're gonna be left behind. Here's the main reason why OnlyFans creators are struggling in 2026. It's not a gold rush anymore. All the creators that are bragging about their numbers online, those are the people that got in 2020 when it was a lawless land and they didn't have to deal with Instagram bans or unlimited competition from other people posting on these platforms. That era is over. Your fans have heard every script, they've seen every piece of content, and nowadays you have to work 10 times harder just to stand out on Instagram. Never mind once those fans get over to your OnlyFans. So if your income is not as good as what it used to be, it really isn't your fault. It's just the fact that the market is sophisticated. You need to work more on your marketing, on your niche, on your ability to sell these people. It takes more work because there's more competition. Here's what is actually differentiating OnlyFans creators in 2026. The main thing that you need to know is this is a marketing game. The main things that marketers talk about is targeting, right? You need to know the exact type of person, the exact profile of the person you're reaching. How do you do this? You use a niche. Gary Vee, if you don't know Gary Vee, he's very famous in the social media world. He says, we are not in the age of social media. We are in the age of interest media. So if you have an interest, you're going to be automatically indexed by other people who have that interest. If you are a white girl from Texas and you're wearing cowboy boots, you're automatically going to appeal to other people that have those same interests. You need to build a niche, and it needs to be around something that you actually like. We've worked with tons of creators, and when you try to force fit a niche onto somebody that they don't even really like, they can't really sell it. That, and also there's vernacular, there's vocabulary, there's certain words that people speak about when they're in these certain niches. If you don't know those things, your chatters are not going to be able to do their thing, or if you're chatting yourself, you're not going to be able to speak the language of your target market. Back in the day, you could just be a hot girl with a big butt and that would do enough. These days, it's more about your identity. You're a hot girl with a big butt who does what? You're a hot girl with a big butt that enjoys what kind of things? Fans really want to know the inside perspective on the things that you do with your life, and a lot of the times the things that you think are boring are actually really interesting to somebody who doesn't live that life. Here's a quick test to see if your niche is actually standing out from your competitors. Look at your Instagram, look at the last 20 posts that you posted. If you were to remove the username and remove your profile picture, would you know the difference, or is it simply because you're biased because you made it? Here's the part that OnlyFans creators in 2026 will totally ignore. The fact that the algorithm does not like you. They do not want you to be on these platforms. So you need to make sure that you are up to date with what Instagram is saying, what they're doing, the new AI scanning to make sure that people aren't putting sexual content up. You need to know these things. We've had creators that have massive accounts. One day you wake up and they're gone. This is the main thing that people aren't focusing on because they think they can just do whatever they want. But Instagram does not want you to promote these things on the platform. Instagram doesn't want anybody to leave the platform, period, especially to an explicit website like OnlyFans. So you need to make sure that you're doing a little bit of research, you're looking up what's happening in the market, and you are ahead of the game, because if you're posting stuff that worked 5 years ago, hell, 3 months ago, that stuff doesn't work anymore. It's gonna get you banned, it's gonna get you suspended, and you have to start from absolute zero. So here's the harsh truth. The game has changed. If it was 2020, you could just post a bikini pic, maybe do a little bit closer to nudity, and that would work. Nowadays, the sophistication is very difficult. You need to be very, very much up to date and understand that the old things that were working for you don't work anymore. You need to be better at the game. You need to be better at marketing. You need to be better at sales. You need to be better at niching and creating a differentiating factor for your brand, or else you are going to fall into the pit of the abyss of all the other creators that want your fans and your money. So if this all sounds super difficult and hard to figure out, that's exactly why we're here. My agency, we work with creators, and our number one thing is to get you to your goals and make sure that you're getting the money that you deserve. Also, if you're a creator, you didn't get into this to learn how to sell, to learn how to market, to learn how to do all these back-end bullshit. You want to step in front of the camera and be a star, because that's what you are. Our company, that's exactly what we we do. We take care of your sales. We take care of your marketing. We'll take care of your posting on OnlyFans. We will coach you. We will help you to get to that level without you having to learn 5 to 6 different skills, which takes years and years to master. So if you want us to audit your account for free, you can click in the link in the description or in the #1 comment and apply there. Caveat, we do not work with every single creator. We want creators that have an established presence. We want people who have already done things. We want people that are actually committed to the role and actually want this as bad as they say they do. There's a lot of people in this industry that saw the shining lights and they don't really want it that bad. We are a very serious organization and we want people that want to work as hard as we can to make as much money as possible. Thank you guys so much for sticking around with me, and I'll check you guys in the next one.